My name is Jeff Morgan. I'm from Dallas, Texas. And the whole thing with these Brett Kavanaugh hearings, they have had me furious. They have had me completely beside myself at times to watch what has taken place. I'm sorry to make this partisan, but it seems to me that the Democratic technique is just to smear somebody, to try to destroy a person's character in order to win a political seat. And I also know this from experience. This past June, I interviewed one of our representatives, Pete Sessions. He's been in Congress for a long time, a Republican. And as I was talking with him at a very small gathering, I put him on videotape and I recorded him. I put a couple of things out online. And there was a man from the East Coast. His name is Cameron Joseph. He writes for this online magazine called Talking Points Memo. Cameron Joseph somehow found this video, which at that point only had about 55 views or something like that, something very insignificant. But somehow Cameron Joseph saw this video of me talking with Pete Sessions. Cameron talked to me. Cameron sent me emails, and I still have those emails. Cameron and I talked on the phone. He sent me, I believe, a friend request on LinkedIn. We had some conversation going on. He wanted to know more about Pete Sessions. Cameron Joseph intentionally wrote a hit article against Pete Sessions. At the event I was at with Pete Sessions, we were talking about issues pertaining to family court and changing laws in the state of Texas and possibly nationwide to help protect innocent victims in the case of divorce and family courts and things along those lines. I asked Pete during the course of this conversation what can be done at a federal level to help strengthen families and also to guarantee 14th Amendment due process protections. Very simple question. We started talking about family courts and what happens in family courts, how during family courts due process protections are completely disregarded. Pete told the story about one man in particular, whom I believe was a very respectable man, but because of what happened at family court with him, he ended up shooting and killing his wife. And Cameron Joseph wrote the article as if somehow Pete Sessions was justifying him killing a man because the judge was unfair. Pete Sessions said no such thing. I was in the room, I was talking with him, I had the camera. I told Cameron Joseph that is not what happened. Cameron Joseph wrote his article anyway and intentionally slanted it to make Pete Sessions look like he was somebody who believed in violence against women. Now, Pete Sessions is running in Dallas against Colin Allred. Colin Allred is a Democratic challenger. He used to be a linebacker, I believe, with the Tennessee Titans. Colin Allred picked up on this whole thing, and Colin Allred issued a statement regarding Pete Sessions talking about how these are not the values of Texans. I contacted Colin Allred's campaign. I told them exactly what happened. I gave him my phone number. I gave him my contact information. He could contact me. His staff could contact me. Nothing. They intentionally chose to ignore the evidence. And I sent them a lot of information regarding what actually took place. I invited them to sit down with them. In fact, later on, I actually went to a place where Colin Allred, the Democratic opponent, challenger to Pete Sessions, was speaking. I went up to Colin Allred. Evidently, even though Colin Allred had never met me in his life, Colin Allred somehow knew that I was the person that was there to videotape him and to talk with him. Colin Allred ran from me, said he did not want to talk to me. Even though he's running for representative in my district, Colin Allred would not talk with me. And this is all on videotape. Colin Allred wanted to perpetuate the lie that he spoke about Pete Sessions. All I wanted to say is that Colin Allred, retract your statement. It was a lie. You know it was a lie. I've contacted your campaign. Retract your statement. It is not true. I've also contacted Cameron Joseph. He has not retracted his statement. I've contacted the various news publications that also republished Cameron Joseph's incorrect, inaccurate, false narrative and talked with them as well. Did any of them contact me back? They did not. I even provided them my contact information once again, but there was no desire for the truth. From the Democratic point of view, the only thing that mattered is, can we win this political seat, even if it includes slandering a person, lying about the person, trying to call him a person who justifies homicide, who justifies domestic violence. It was despicable. To see what has happened to Brett Kavanaugh over the last week and a half or so has likewise been despicable. Because of this whole Democratic Party and the way that they've demonized Brett Kavanaugh, who was a good man, who is a good man, and his family, tried to destroy them for the sake of political gain, I will not vote for them, period. I hope that the conservative voters in Texas, the conservative voters throughout the country, those people who care about due process, those people who actually believe that a person is innocent until proven guilty, as it should be in our court of law, I hope that they all go out and vote against every single Democrat running. If it's a partisan race, I hope that they vote against every single Democrat running to punish the party. I'm sorry that there has to be some collateral damage because many of my friends who are Democrats don't believe this way. But for the party heads to perpetuate this myth, to try to destroy a person, to try to destroy his marital relationship and his family, is beyond despicable. And I hope that the voters turn out en masse and kick these people out of office. Thank you.